Okay, here's a very short video on some important ions and how what are the names and what are the charges. You must remember all these ions and their formulas and their charges. It will help you a lot in your general chemistry, in your general exams, and in your general communication and the general work, and will increase your understanding if you remember these names and these formulas. These are very easy, they won't take much effort if you want to remember them. Look at ammonium ion. All right, ammonium ion is NH4 positive, and hydrogen ion is H positive. Potassium, because it is in group 1, it forms a K positive ion, or it 1 positive ion. Silver, again, it forms Ag positive. Sodium, you know it is in group 1, it has to form a Na positive ion. Alright, all these ions have a positive 1 charge. All these are all cations, alright, because they will move towards the cathode. Cathode is the negative terminal. You must remember, cathode is the negative terminal, so negative terminal will attract the positive ions, alright. And then we have calcium ion. Calcium is in group 2. It forms calcium 2 positive. Copper 2, this copper 2 means that copper is a transition element, and it has a valency of 2 positive in this case, alright. And magnesium, being in group 2, it forms Mg2 positive ion. Zinc forms Zn2 positive. Now this is 3. Iron 3 means that the iron that is being used, that is being discussed, has a valency of positive 3. There is also iron 2, which means iron that is being used has a valency of iron 2, that has valency of plus 2. Alright, so these transition elements, they're always, or they usually have their valency written with them, because they have variable oxidation states, they have variable valencies. So we mention the valency that we are using over here, that is being used. Alright, iron in this case has a valency of iron 3 positive. Aluminum is in group 3, and it donates 3 electrons to become Al3 positive. Now let's talk about anions. Alright, anions, we're discussing only two anions over here. -1, bromide ion. Alright, it is when bromine atom gains 1 electron. Chloride ion, when chlorine atom gains 1 electron. Hydroxide ion, it is usually formed during some chemical reactions, alright, and involving alkalis, etc. And this nitrate ions, it is NO3 negative. We'll study these group of atoms very soon. Alright, what are these? And you do not worry about it, you'll soon know. Alright, and then there are anions which have a charge of -2. Alright, and these are called anions because they move towards anode. Alright, anode is the positive terminal, so it should attract the negative ions. Alright, so carbonate ions is CO3 -2, oxide ions is O -2, sulfate ions is SO4 -2. Alright, so which means that it has 2 extra electrons. So you must remember these names and these ions and their charges and their formulas. Alright, what are polyatomic ions? Now these ions that you saw, nitrate ion, carbonate ion, and sulfate ion, these are made up of more than one atoms. Alright, these are made from group of atoms. Also this ammonium ion over here. Okay, now these ions that are made from group of atoms, they are called polyatomic ions. Alright, and they're enclosed in brackets if more than two polyatomic ions are in a compound. What does that mean? Have a look over here. For example, magnesium hydroxide is MgOH2. Alright, so because two hydroxide ions are involved uh, in bonding with magnesium, so we write a 2 hydroxide after the brackets. Alright, one magnesium is attached to two hydroxide ions, or we cannot write this 2 over here because that would mean two hydrogen atoms. Differentiate from this, we enclose this polyatomic ion in brackets and we write 2 collectively, which means that there were two hydroxide ions that are attached with one magnesium atom. Similarly, we write Al2 SO4 thrice, which means that two aluminum atoms are bonded with three sulfate ions. Alright, now we cannot write this 4 with this 3 over here because that would mean something else. Alright, so because there are three sulfate ions, so we enclose this sulfate in brackets and then we write 3 to explain that there are three sulfate ions involved, or three sulfate polyatomic ions are involved. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.